Coming up.
We started with roughly 14,000 acres. We're running at 320,000 acres.
There was 250 cows on it. We're up to over 5,000 cows now. They have to walk home. Takes us about 5 days to get them down.
See how Wagonhound Land and Livestock in Wyoming rose to national prominence in just 2 decades. Next on The American Rancher. Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. Today we're at Wagonhound Land and Livestock, a comparatively young operation with all the hallmarks of a legacy ranch, which includes sophisticated farming, cattle, outfitting, and horse divisions. The Wagonhound calls Douglas, Wyoming home. It's a rugged and diverse slice of country that can be tough to ranch. But General Manager Dustin Ewing and his crew take it in stride, and the views they see every day certainly help make their jobs easier.
Wagonhound Land and Livestock began in its current form and function in 1999. We've been at a 20-year project building and developing the ranch. We started with roughly 14,000 acres. We're running at 320,000 acres today. So it's been pretty steady growth over those years. When we bought these ranches, some were taken really good care of and some weren't. And so as we've been able to assemble the ranch, we've really implemented a lot of different water development resources. We've enhanced just our overall grazing rotation, and just overall stewardship, care of the land. And we're super proud of that. You'll see our stocking rates go up, our grass densities have increased, our wildlife populations have increased in quality and quantity. We just really try to be great stewards of the land and our environmental practices. Our divisions on the ranch, it's anchored by our cattle herd. Our Red Agnes is our foundation herd, and everything kind of works off that. So we have different managers in different divisions. So we have our cattle division, we have our farming division, our feedlot division, and then our outfitting, and our guests and our horses, and they all work together. For example, the horses, we got to have horses to run these cattle up in this elevation, these mountain ranges.
So the horse division at Wagonhound consists of ranch horses and performance horses. Our performance horses go into the Rein Cow Horse competition, and then all of our cowboys use at-home raised horses. So my job is to breed them, foal them out, raise them until they're ready to be started under saddle. We foal out starting in January until the end of May. When the weather's bad, we foal them out inside under cameras. Our performance high dollar horses, we foal out inside under cameras. Our ranch mares, they foal out later on in the year, late April, and then a lot in May when it's nice out and they can foal out in pastures. We sell yearlings as performance prospects, ranch prospects, that sort of thing. So we just sold 6 yearlings down at the 4/6 sale, the return to the Bermuda sale. We probably had the top crop there, which is something to be very proud of. We worked hard to get to that. And then we have 7 that are selling at the NRCHA snaffle bit sale.
But we also super proud of those horses that can go to town and play in the sporting events. But all that can be possible without the cattle herd. We wouldn't need the horses. This cattle herd wouldn't exist in its form and function today without our farm. That's our backbone to the place. We got to get through the winters in this harsh environment, and so they produce all of our hay. We grow all of our own corn. All of our our inputs that we need to get through.
Wagonhound Land and Livestock's farming operation consists of approximately 8,000 acres of irrigated farmland, mountain meadows, with 4,500 acres being of high-intensity farming, corn silage, shell corn, alfalfa hay, which we market to dairies and the horse division. We consist of 41 center pivot on the main farming, and that water comes out of the North Platte River. 1977 or something, it took 30 people. It was all flood irrigation, canvas dams and ditches. And now we've switched over to center pivot irrigation, and 5 guys run all 41 pivots. And our production is threefold what it used to be. All of the corn, 1,000 acres is chopped for corn silage, and 1,000 acres is used for combining for the finishing of the fat cattle.
We're raising all of our own beef from the beginning to the end. You know, we calve them, we run them over in our grow yards, in our local feedlots that we own and operate. We have a capacity of about 7,500 head there.
The overview operation of the feedlot at Wagonhound is twofold. We bring our calves in the fall, and we background our calves in our own yard. And then we also carry our yearlings over into a feeding program and fatten them on a gap program, and then we sell them. The Red Angus cattle are just a very efficient breed. They've got extremely good carcass. We've always excelled in our data that we have collected on the cattle as far as grades and yields, and it's just getting better over time with the purchasing of the bull power that we acquire. Good cattle make more good cattle, basically, is what it boils down to.
And of course, our outfitting division and our guest division, those are managing wildlife and enjoying the wildlife, and just another economic driver to help keep the land, the ranch sustainable.
The guest services offered at Wagonhound are based out of our Reed Creek Lodge. It's really more of an experience than just a place that you rent. And we host up to 20 guests of mixed ages, 12 adults in 7 bedrooms, 13 beds, in an 8,000 square foot beautiful lodge. We create a customized itinerary for them, basically based on their preferences. We ride horses, we go fishing, we play on the lakes with our paddle boards and swimming, any number of options for our guests.
At Wagonhound, we offer a full outfitting service. In the fall, we hunt elk. That's our primary species that people are usually generally asking to come to hunt here. We also hunt mule deer, whitetail, antelope. We do, occasionally we'll do waterfowl hunts in the winter, and then in the spring we do spring bear hunts and turkey hunts. There are a lot of benefits of running an outfitting business beside a working cattle ranch, and one is just the stewardship of the land that we kind of try to maintain. There's just abundant opportunities for wildlife to flourish with a lot of the improvements we have as far as just rotating pastures and then water and solar wells, and as well as the live water that we have around that is sort of what it's ground that's targeted for raising cattle and summering cattle. So it provides just a lot of benefit for the wildlife, which also in turn benefits an outfitting business where you're trying to take clients out and show them a good experience and quality animals.
And we host guests of all ages, so 50% of those guests are extremely interested in how this commercial cattle ranch does business, and how does that interact with outfitting, and how does our guest operation interact with all of those divisions.
With the expanse of land we have a variety of terrain, and we have summer ground for animals, we have winter ground for animals, and it's just well taken care of, and as well as we can each year based on the weather and the drought and the rainfall and precipitation. We try to make sure that we're always leaving something behind. You're basically raising wildlife without trying to raise wildlife.
After the break,
We have to come up and over the mountain 60 miles with them cows, and the Red Angus just seemed to get it done for us.
get a front row seat to a 5-day cattle drive with Wagonhound Cowboys when the American Rancher continues. Welcome Welcome back to the American Rancher. Each year, the Wagonhound crew leads around 2,500 mama cows up to and down from the high country on a 5-day, 60-mile drive each way. It's a journey that's part of a lifestyle cattle manager Justin Schwarzkopf wouldn't trade for anything.
I started out working for the Wagonhound in 2001. My first boy was only 1 year old when I started here, and so he's lived here his whole life. And then my second boy, he was born on the ranch. They know it better than any of them, just because they're raised here. So I started out just doing everything here, from irrigating, chasing cows, fencing, whatever. And then I moved up to running a camp up on the mountain. Did that for about 12 years. Then I got in the role of the cow boss here. Just watched it grow. It's been fun. When we buy another ranch, I could get it going and figure it out. So it's not like I came in here on 300,000 acres and tried to learn it. So that's kind of the perks of watching the ranch grow like it has. I think when I came to work here, there was 250 cows on it, and they were a Red Angus Gelbvieh cross cow. We're up to over 5,000 cows now. We kind of eliminated the Gelbvieh out of them and just went straight Reds.
And we just really wanted to streamline it, and so we had a good pretty pure herd. Our performance, is just exceptional for a larger herd. And so we wanted that, and then we wanted to be able to come back and do some crosses. And that's what we're doing now. And I really compliment the Red Angus Association for recognizing the importance of some crossbreeding. And so we're actually trying a test on some Hereford crosses with the idea of bringing those red baldies back into the herd, and just to give us a little more hybrid vigor.
The Red Angus work good for us. Their mothering instinct, the way we calve, they have to get them calves up on their own and get them going. The modern sized red cow that we have now is working for us. Though we have a lot of mountain ground that they'll get up and get that grass up on the hills. They're not in the bottoms. On the riparian areas, they're up chasing that grass for us.
We were running between 4,000 to 9,000 feet of elevation, and I think these Red Angus's acclimate well into our environment. They're hardy. We've got some extreme winters, and so they do their job from that aspect.
When we're evaluating females in the alley, we pay close attention to feet because they're the foundation. And I think the Red Angus has worked well for us because they have good feet. They're better than many other breeds, but the feet cannot be overlooked for other EPDs that might be pleasing, because it's a rough road a guy could go down quick.
Our heifers calve in March. We get them out of the way, and then our cows start April 1st. All the cows are calved out. We just calve them out. They take care of themselves. We don't run them through pens, barns. They're out on the range calving. So we'll do that in April. Then into May, we'll brand them and then give them a couple weeks. Then we'll put them on trucks and haul them to the mountains. We'll start doing that middle of June. We'll wean them up on the mountain, haul them to the yard. We usually try to wean them about October 15th, right in there. So we actually have to truck them cows up there as pairs because them babies are too small. They can't make the trip. November 1st, we start bringing the cows home, get them to their winter grounds on the meadows down here on the pivots so they don't get snowed in over there. Some years there's 2 foot of snow. Some years it's good, but you have to come up and over the mountain to get them back home. They have a rough life. It's 60 miles home that they have to walk home. It takes us about 5 days to get them down. And the Red Angus just seemed to get it done for us.
Up next,
the Red Angus Association has been really good working with those third-party associations. So there's a real camaraderie there that everybody's trying to do what's right for our industry. And
Hear about the Red Angus Association's commitment to producers who use Red Angus genetics. You're watching The American Rancher. More to come. Welcome back to The American Rancher. An important benefit of working with Red Angus genetics is the commitment of the Red Angus Association to its producers. The association is a leader in value-added programs with the strong reputation of the beef industry's most favored female backing it.
The Red Angus Association is wholly committed to supporting our commercial producers and offering them a variety of value-added and marketing enhancement programs that really will boost their bottom line. The Red Angus feeder calf certification program has been around for a long time, since the mid-90s. It's very well known in the industry. The yellow tag is something that people associate with Red Angus cattle. A lot of them know what it means, and it is still a very viable program around the industry because it does several things for the producers that are using Red Angus bulls and that choose to enroll in the program. Number one, it changes the identity of their cattle from just being a group of red cattle to Red Angus cattle, and you always want a positive identity on sale day. So that's important by itself. And you want to connect yourself to a brand, so to speak, or breed that has a positive identity with buyers. And that's also what the program does. It is age and source verification as well, so it provides those aspects which do add additional value. But I think as much as anything else, the marketplace is becoming more discriminating all the time in the way that it looks at groups of feeder cattle. And because of that, positive differentiation, really highlighting the attributes of your cattle and making sure buyers know what they are, not just another group of generic feeder cattle, but something that has an identity that is associated with value that buyers recognize is important. We basically like to use the feeder calf certification program mainly for two reasons: because we have a strong commercial Red Angus program, and the GAP program recognizes the certification of the Angus calves for an extra added value to our beef.
one of the first things out of the gate was, we were marketing calves, and that was so important to our buyers. Age and source, point of origin, all those positive things that the consumers are looking for. And so that was the start, and then it's evolved since then, and we still do that, but the traceability became a big deal. We use their EID programs. We're into the natural programs, we're in the HTC programs, we're into the GAP programs, and all of this has to be traceable, verifiable, and we use third-party auditors to help do that. And the Red Angus Association has been really good working with those third-party associations, so there's a real camaraderie there that everybody's trying to do what's right for our industry, and it just kind of aligns with the way we see things too. Let's do it right. Let's represent the industry as best we can.
EIDs, electronic identification, which most producers are familiar with, are becoming more and more important in our industry today. The reason for that is because people are really looking for a very efficient way to manage cattle individually as well as data. And it's a lot easier to collect that information when cattle are EID'd. You can look at that at the feedlot level. You're seeing more and more feedlots that want cattle EID'd and will EID the cattle themselves if those cattle don't come in that way. They use that to manage the information and data to help create groups that perform better, and also to keep the cattle identified for programs that they fit into. The female side of the equation is also very important. The Red Angus females are just a step above in my book, because I've been AIing for 13 years for Wagonhound now, and the fertility in these females is just unbelievable. We synchronize everything, and we have very, very few timed AIs. We pull on a heat basis and 90 to 95% of them will come into heat.
The Red Angus female does have a reputation of being the most favored female in the business, and I think that's for several very simple reasons. One, she's fertile, she's productive, she's long-lived, and also she's flexible. She's flexible from a mating system standpoint. If you're engaged in a crossbreeding program, of course she fits very well in crosses with other breeds, and all things considered, she's just a very good stock cow. And that reputation has been earned over a long period of time, and we're excited that we can still say, when we look at sale results, when we look at how cattle sell on Superior, for example, we see that the Red Angus female is still the industry's most favored female.
To learn more about the Red Angus Association's value-added programs, log on to redangus.org. That's all the time we have today. We hope you enjoyed the show. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook or YouTube. I'm Pam Minnick. For our entire American Rancher team, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.